Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Braton Prime. Now, just like any other primed item, you get the parts for the Braton Prime by either opening specific relics yourself or by buying the parts from other players. However, unlike many other primed items, the Braton Prime is one of the very few items that never gets vaulted, so it is always available for you to farm. But I'm still gonna leave a link to the official Braton Prime Wikipedia page in the video description so you can check it out and see which relics you want to go for if you want to get it. There's actually a good chance you will have some of the relics because the parts for the Braton Prime are sprinkled across like 1001 relic. Here is the full list, and yes, it's quite ridiculous. Now, the Braton Prime is a Mastery Rank 8 fully automatic primary rifle that does primarily slash damage, but it also has a decent amount of puncture and just a little bit of impact on the side. And it has somewhat low crit chance, but very high status. The weapon is also very accurate, however, it kicks quite a bit, so there is a bit of screen shake happening when you're going full auto, so if you're gonna fight enemies at long range, you should do it with short controlled bursts. Now, over the years, I've ran pretty much every build imaginable on the Braton Prime, but nowadays I mostly stick to this one, which is a hybrid that kind of brute forces a meta setup with Viro and Slash. So you go with Fanged Fusillade to bump up the Slash, you go with Malignant Force and Ram Rounds for the Viro, and then you invest heavily into Crit with Point Strike, Argent Scope and Vital Sense. Now, while this build is good and it will take you through the entire star chart and even most sorties, it is definitely not the only way in which you can build the weapon. Some people prefer to not scale crit at all, some people prefer to not scale the status as much and go more into raw damage so the weapon has a bit more punch, and some people abandon the slash damage altogether and just go for corrosive and heat for some major armor stripping. So if you're gonna get the weapon, I would highly recommend you test out a bunch of different setups and see which one feels the best for you. Also, if you really want to lean into crit with the Braton Prime, it might actually be a better idea to pick up the Braton Vandal, which has much lower status but higher crit. Now, my recommendation here is pretty straightforward. Did you like the standard Braton or the MK1 Braton? If yes, pick up the Braton Prime because it's just a much better version of it. And it's really fun. It's one of those weapons that would be really boring in every other game, but because this is Warframe, it's actually quite unique. Its lack of uniqueness is what makes it unique. It's just a standard rifle. And every now and then, it's just really nice to fire a standard rifle in a game where we have some really weird weapons. I think everyone should at least try the Braton Prime, especially since it's one of the weapons that's available all year round. To me, it's one of the most iconic Warframe weapons, and I love it. It just feels good and the damage is not too shabby either. And that is pretty much it, so I thank you very much for watching as always, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video and it was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.